Welcome to the Maple Covenant Banking and Finance series. Today, we're going to talk about something that I know can be super stressful for newcomers, your Canadian credit score. We'll walk through the most common mistakes people make, and more importantly, I'll show you exactly how to fix them. So, if you're new to Canada and you're already feeling a little bit anxious that you might be doing something wrong with your credit, well, you are definitely not alone. It's a whole new system with a different set of rules, and it's totally normal to feel a bit lost. Okay, so let's start with some good news right off the bat. Most of the mistakes we're about to talk about are incredibly common. And the best part? Every single one of them is fixable. This isn't about shame. It's just about getting the right information. And please remember, these mistakes don't happen because you're careless. Not at all. They happen because the rules just aren't always explained very clearly. So let's change that right now, starting with mistake number 1. Here's the first big one. A lot of people think that to build good credit, you need to show the bank that you're using a lot of it. The thinking is, if I use more, they'll see I'm an active customer. But in Canada, it's actually the complete opposite. So take a look at this. This shows a really important idea called credit utilization. Basically, lenders see it as a sign of risk if you're using too much of the credit they gave you. The key thing to see here is that as soon as you use more than 30% of your limit, it starts to hurt your score. So what's the fix? Well, it's pretty simple, actually. It's all about discipline. You want to keep your credit usage low and always aim to stay inside that green safe zone. This is called the 30% rule, and you should think of it as the golden rule of Canadian credit. Let's make it super simple. If your credit card has a limit of $1,000, you should try to never let your balance go above $300. That's it. All right, let's move on to mistake number 2, and this one is so important. Missing a payment, or even just paying it a few days late. It might feel like a tiny slip-up, but trust me, in the eyes of the credit bureaus, it is a major, major red flag. And the impact isn't small or temporary. A single missed payment gets recorded on your credit report, and it can literally pull your score down for years to come. When it comes to payments, consistency is everything. So how do you make absolutely sure you never miss a payment? Simple. You take human error right out of the equation. The most powerful fix is just to automate the whole thing. Seriously, don't rely on your memory. Go into your online banking and set up automatic payments. And here's the really crucial part. Set it to pay the full statement balance, not just the minimum payment. This way, you're never late and you never have to pay a dime in interest. Okay, this third mistake, it usually comes from a place of anxiety. You're new, you need a card, so you apply for a whole bunch of them at once, hoping that at least one gets approved. But unfortunately, that strategy completely backfires. The fix here is patience. Just apply for one card that you think you have a good chance of getting. Then, use that one card responsibly for a few months. Build a positive history, build that trust. Once you've done that, you'll find it's so much easier to get approved for other things down the road. Now let's talk about a mistake that feels like it shouldn't be a mistake. So you get a new credit card, maybe with better rewards, and you decide to close your very first basic card. Seems logical, right? But it can actually hurt your score. This little timeline shows you why. A big piece of your credit score is the length of your credit history. That first card you ever got, it's like an anchor. When you close it, you're basically chopping off your history and making it look shorter, which can lower your score. So the fix is really, really simple. Keep that first card open forever if you can. You don't even have to use it a lot. Just use it for a small purchase every few months to keep it active. It'll just sit there, anchoring your history and helping your score grow. And finally, mistake number 5. This one is based on a huge myth that just won't go away. Some people actually believe that you have to carry a balance, not pay it all off, and pay interest to the bank in order to build a good credit score. Let's be crystal clear on this one. That is a total myth. Carrying debt and paying interest does absolutely nothing to help your credit score. 0. All it does is cost you money. Lenders just want to see that you can borrow money and pay it back. They don't want to see you stay in debt. So the real fix, the most powerful habit you can build is this. Pay your balance in full, on time, every single month. That's it. That is the number one thing you can do to prove you're a reliable, low-risk borrower and build an excellent credit score in Canada. Now, I know as we've gone through this list, some of you are probably thinking, oh no, I've already done one of these things or maybe even a few of them. So what do you do now? First, please do not panic. Your credit score isn't a permanent grade. It's a living, breathing number that changes with your habits. The past is the past. What truly matters is what you start doing from this moment on. You can always recover. So here's your simple 4-step recovery plan. Number 1, automate your payments so you are never late again. 2, work on getting your credit card balance way down, below that 30% line. 3, just take a break. Stop applying for any new credit for at least 6 months. And number 4, stay consistent. Good habits, repeated over and over, will repair any damage. If you only take one single thing away from this explainer, I hope it's this. Building good credit is not about being perfect. Nobody is perfect. It's about being consistent. It's just about showing, month after month, that you're disciplined and reliable. That's what the Canadian financial system rewards. I really hope this brought you some clarity and maybe a little more confidence. In our next explainer, we're going to break down the difference between debit and credit cards. If this was helpful for you, please save it and maybe share it with another newcomer who could use the information. We'll see you next time.